Well, Alf and I did not see that one coming. Luka Doncic, the superstar and hobby darling for the Dallas Mavericks, is moving to the LA Lakers.
Will come from Washington. Reed is jumping up in front. Doncic has the ball, down by 2.
There's the switch.
Gobert is out there. Doncic maneuvers for the lead. Got it! What a shot!
And there's some drama behind this trade that is actually pretty shocking, and there's something weird going on with Luka Doncic prices going back to last night. We'll be right back. What's going on, Sports Card Hobby family? Hopefully everybody is doing amazingly well. I was on Jeremy Lee's Saturday night show last night. If you want to check that out, that was a fun time hanging out with the crew. Also, we've made a couple changes to the background here. I've got a signed Pele jersey. I can't properly point to it, that I added in here to the background, so I had to move this picture up. We've got a little space in here I've got to work out, got to fit something in there. We'll sort through that. But in case you're wondering, why does the background look a little differently? That's really what it is. All right, before we dive into today's subject, it's Sunday. I have to give thanks for all of those that have been using our affiliate links like crazy. The PSA, the first-time PSA submitter, the $25 off your first submission. It's just one card minimum. Send one card, get $25 off. We have people hitting this every single week. We very much appreciate it. SlabMags. We've sold more SlabMags through the affiliate over the last 30 days than ever before. And I think people are just prioritizing, especially their best cards, UV protection if you've got autographs, but also for display purposes, they look fantastic. Also, the eBay affiliate link is getting used every single day. We so much appreciate it. I'll put a link down below that'll take you straight to Luka Doncic Silver Prism PSA 10s so you can check those out. All right, so I caught this news right after I got off of Jeremy Lee's show. I was actually watching the rest of the show. Chris Hoge from Card Ladder came on after me, and I thought that it was timely because, of course, he's a massive Luka Doncic card collector. And then, boom, it just hits the news, and people in the chat are talking about it. And this is probably maybe like 12:30 in the morning, 12:30 at night. For me, I don't stay up this late. I actually had to take a nap leading up to Jeremy Lee's live streams to make sure that I was like somewhat fresh for this thing because I just don't stay up late. Well, the news hit, and apparently the Mavs initiated this trade, whether Luka asked for it or not. That part isn't necessarily clear, but the Mavs GM came out with some notes here that were actually pretty interesting. He said, defense wins championships. Now, this is going to be triggering, I think, for some people. I think there's a lot of Mavs fans that are really sad this morning with Luka leaving. Now, Luka is not necessarily the best defender on the planet. However, nobody is in the NBA. Do you watch NBA basketball these days? The final scores are like 158 to 142. The idea that there's just this ferocious defense that's being played in the NBA, I think, is kind of hilarious. But anyway, they wanted to get an all-defensive player, which they did with Anthony Davis. But Anthony Davis is aging, and he's a big man. He's oft injured. It's just a weird thought process if the GM actually thought that he was getting equal talent, if that's what he is looking at here, especially considering Luka's so young. Now, the other part of this, and again, what I hope this is a huge motivator. As much as I'm not really an LA Lakers fan, I wish that it was like Luka to the Warriors or something. I'm not a huge Warriors fan, but I like the Warriors better than the Lakers. But anyway, I digress. They said that it was partly due as well to conditioning issues. And man, I hope that that really lights a fire with Luka because I really enjoy watching Luka play basketball. He's awesome, but he has been heavier over the last couple of years than when he started in the league, and maybe that has to do with age in part. But he is going to the Lakers where he will be matched with LeBron James, who is the king of conditioning, 40 years old and still looks like a 30-year-old out there on the court. So my hope is that while LeBron is still there the next year, 2 years, or whatever he's got left, 3 years, however many years, that he rubs off on Luka in that way, and Luka takes this a lot more seriously, plays a longer career. The Lakers are obviously looking at this from a couple of different vantage points. One, their superstar LeBron James, the guy that sells all the jerseys, all the merchandise for them and tickets, he's going to be leaving in the next couple of years. So who is the next guy for the storied LA Lakers that's going to be the next guy in line? It's going to be Luka Doncic now. And frankly, the Lakers are probably better suited to build a winner around Luka Doncic, to build a team around him. The Mavs have a great roster. So this is something I think for Mavs fans, again, probably just gutted here to see what is transpiring. Maybe there are some Mavs fans that like Anthony Davis. I don't know. But this is a kick to the groin for Mavericks fans. All right, so what are we talking about here with Luka Doncic prices being a little bit strange? So here's the thing that I think is interesting. And again, maybe this is like a date thing that maybe is just a little bit off, but I learned of this news at probably 12:30, just after midnight. So it was technically February 2nd. February 2nd was when I learned of the news, and that's also on Jeremy Lee's show where that news broke. It might have been like, because I got off his show at 12:15, and then maybe 10 or 15 minutes later, everybody was talking about it. So when did it hit Twitter and when did it hit ESPN and that sort of a thing? I look at market movers, February 1st, and again, it takes a day or so for the data to kick over. It takes 24 hours usually for the data to kick over for market movers. So the new sales will show up today. But it shows February 1st, there's like a $1,250 sale for a Luka Doncic Silver Prism PSA 10 rookie card for him. I'm using that card because it's a fairly available card. I think the pop count's like 2,500 or something for a PSA 10. It's also kind of a flagship, popular Luka Doncic rookie card that we can point to. So that card sold earlier in the day, I guess February 1st, $1,250. Well, last night I took a look at it, and it's February 1st still on eBay sold listings, and there's a couple of sales at $1,800, $1,800 or $1,900. But it's still showing February 1st. Now, again, maybe this was bought at 12:30, midnight or whatever, and it just still registered as February 1st. But I'm thinking, like, did people know this news? Did some card collector already know this news at 10, 11 p.m. or something? I don't know exactly when they pulled the trigger on these cards at $1,800, but we're talking like a $600 increase. And I looked at sellthepeak.com to see what the buy it now was. I think people just bend it at $1,899, $1,800, $1,899. That's a $600 jump for this card. I bought this card going back to the National in Atlantic City, which was July of 2022, I believe. I bought this card for $1,750. And then over the next 18 months, it just kind of bubbled around. It didn't really do a whole lot. And then it came down and I sold it at about $1,400. So I lost a few $100 on it. I sold it in part to pick up this card. This is my all-time Breeze card as a Drew Brees PC guy. So there was a reason for me selling the card at that point. And I was just kind of thinking I can get this card back. I can get this card back whenever. It's a fairly available card. Well, the news of him going to the Lakers has surged his prices. And I guess the thing that I'm interested in seeing is, does it have a lasting impact, or is this a short-term kind of a hobby bump? Do they stay elevated through the rest of the season? Are the Lakers contenders now? Do Luka and LeBron immediately have chemistry? There's so many question marks here. Typically, when you match superstars together in the NBA that I've seen anyway, it takes a little bit of time to get used to the playing style, get used to the flow of the game. And to me, LeBron and Luka are very similar players. Each one needs to have command of the game and get touches and that sort of a thing. And so it'll be interesting to see how they gel this year. Are the Lakers going to do better or worse given this trade? I know there's other pieces of the trade. Maxi Kleber is also going to the Lakers. Players moving around. It's a first-round draft pick that's moving around. I'll have that up here on the screen as well, the full trade details. There's so much to unpack. The NBA, frankly, needed a little bit of a jolt. I don't watch a lot of NBA basketball. The highlights I've been watching that I've really been enjoying watching are Wembanyama's defensive plays. Sometimes I'll click that on, or Wembanyama's defensive highlights over the last week. And there'll be some YouTube videos showing him just absolutely embarrassing guys like Giannis. When you look at a guy like Giannis and you see just the size, the physicality of that guy, watching Wembanyama kind of just hover around like a praying mantis, wait for him under the basket to make his move and then block Giannis, and Giannis actually looks small to compared to this guy. It's just kind of strange to watch.
Giannis inside, and there's Wembanyama blocking the MVP.
Find the right angle off the glass.
Giannis, and another block! Back to back!
It's just kind of amazing to watch. And again, I mentioned in an NBA today where nobody plays any defense, Wembanyama, if he can stay healthy, is, my God, he's definitely a bright spot in the league. And so, friends, let me know your reaction to this. What do you think? Are you going to watch the Lakers? I'll tell you what, if they all go to the playoffs, I'm certainly watching playoff basketball this year. I'll try to catch some of these regular season games with Luka and LeBron on the same team. Again, I think the NBA just got a jolt that it really badly kind of needed. Have a great day ahead, friends. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I'll talk to you again later.